Welcome Between the Whistles. I'm your host, Joe Chap. Obviously, today we are talking about the Detroit Lions and their additions to the skill set positions. Let's start right here. If you look at the way the Detroit Lions have improved in the skill set positions, let's take it in three steps. Your first step is your running back. Do I think they improved at running back? Not really. I think that there could have been some depth they could have added at the running back position, specifically in the draft. But when K9 came off the board, Spiller came off the board, there wasn't really a chance for you to go grab a guy. Now I do like that kid out of San Diego State. I think that he could be a really really useful player. I think he can be this year's Craig Reynolds. When you look at the wide receivers, you added a DJ Chark. You added a guy like Jameson Williams, a guy who is speedy, can get down the field, can burn some corners. I like Jameson Williams a lot. DJ Chark. When you look at DJ Chark, there's one thing that remains to be seen. Can he stay healthy? If he can stay healthy, it's a huge bullet point for the Detroit Lions offense as they look towards to be a better offensive unit going into 2022. And at the tight end position, it's very, very simple. It's time for TJ Hawkinson to totally just play his game, play the way he's capable of, and play the way that he was drafted. He was a top 10 pick. He hasn't lived up to the top 10 pick, in my opinion. I think when you grab a guy in the top 10, he needs to be able to get more yards per catch. He needs to play a vital role in being a very, very difficult person to defend down the middle. This is TJ Hawkinson's year. I won't give him. Last year was a little bit of a tough time with him. He didn't have the wide receivers until late in the year. Amon-Ra started to come on, and Josh Reynolds came into the fold. But this year is totally on TJ Hawkinson. If you look at the way TJ Hawkinson has played in the years before, he hasn't been that impressive, in my opinion. I need him to be better. Now we look at the matchups that Detroit Lions could present for other teams. When you look at the Detroit Lions, there's two things that remain the same. When you look at how they can stretch the defense with Josh Reynolds, with DJ Chark if he's healthy, with Jameson Williams when he's healthy. And then you look at the guys like Amra, TJ, Quintez Cephas. Um, there's a lot of guys that can come in the fold and make some plays. I like Cleve Raymond too. That's another guy that is very, very underappreciated when we go to talk about the skill set positions, especially at the wide receiver and tight end position. Khalif Raymond has a little bit of a speed factor. I like him, especially if you put him in the slot next to a guy like DJ Chark. It's going to be a very, very good time. And listen, there's one thing that I expect out of the Detroit Lions this going into next year. I just expect them to be better. Last year when Jared Goff was in the first 8 games, he really didn't have anybody to throw to. That is not the case this year. There is a lot of players to throw to. You think about a guy like DJ Chark. You think about a guy like Josh Brown. You think about a guy like Jameson Williams when he's healthy. You think about a guy like Amon-Ra St. Brown. You think about a guy like Quintez Cephas, who is like your fifth or sixth wide receiver. And then you think about a guy like Cleve Raymond. Oh, and then let's add in the big target of TJ Hawkinson. It's a huge benefactor for the Detroit Lions as they go forward. Huge, huge, huge. They get a guy like have all those weapons that you have at your disposal. There's really no excuse for Jared Goff. He has a difference maker in running back in DeAndre Swift. He has a guy who can pound the rock in Jamal Williams, and he has a lot of guys like Jamar Jefferson. I think that he has a really bright future in this league. I think that he was just coming on at the end of the year, and I like his speed, and I like the way he hits the hole, and that's huge. But I need Jared Goff to play better. You look at a guy um, like a TJ Hawkinson. You know, one of the things about TJ Hawkinson is he is the quintessential most important part of this offense in 2022. Because if he's able to split the defense and split the safeties, what's going to happen is you're going to have a little bit of a easy run. A safety is going to have to concentrate on TJ Hawkinson. He's going to leave open a wide receiver like Quintez Cephas, like Khalif Raymond, like Amon-Ra St. Brown, or even a DJ Chark. And if you ask me, there's not enough people on the defense to double two people. So you will have a chance to exploit weaknesses of the defense. I like where they're going. And if you look at this Detroit Lions team against their NFC North opponents, you look at a team like Minnesota, okay? Minnesota has an older defense. They're going to struggle at times this year. I think if you look at a team like the Chicago Bears, I think they will struggle, especially losing Akeem Hicks. That's a huge, huge, huge loss. You look at Green Bay, they could be really, really good, but here's the thing: the loss of Davante Adams is absolutely massive to that organization, and there's no denying that. But when you look at the Detroit Lions, I think that the most important part about the Detroit Lions going into 2022, and this is what I need your feedback on, who do you think will be the most quintessential person to the Detroit Lions in 2022? In my opinion, I think it's going to be the Amon-Ra St. Brown. I think if he can continue the way he's been playing, I think if he plays the way he played at the end of the season, I think what you're looking at is a guy who can really help out the offense. And I think that it's going to give TJ Hockenson better looks in the middle of the defense. And that's the biggest part about this Detroit Lions team is last year they struggled because they didn't have those guys who can exploit weaknesses. This year they do. They have a guy in DJ Chark. They have a guy in Josh Reynolds. And they have a guy in Amon St. Brown. And they have a guy in TJ Hockenson. And when Jameson Williams healthy, that's another guy that can add into the fold. This is a Detroit Lions team that has improved at the skill set positions. Running back, not so much, but DeAndre Swift really just needs to stay healthy. That's all there is to it. And if you ask me, I think this Detroit Lions offense could be a top 15 offense this year. If everything goes the way it's supposed to, this Detroit Lions offense is going to be really, really good. And I'm interested to see what other people have to say about that because this could be an offense that could present problems for other defenses because of what the matchups they present, such as an Amon-Ra St. Brown in the slot with DJ Chark and Josh Reynolds on the outside, or maybe it's a 4 wide receiver set, but TJ Hawkinson's in the slot. Those are huge options that the Detroit Lions have this season, and I'm interested to see what you have to hear. Let me know in the comments what you think about the Detroit Lions this year and who could be the quintessential person to help this team in 2022. We will see you in the next video.